If you've ever found yourself frustrated by the outcomes of certain situations, feeling like you're hitting a wall despite your best efforts, then you're not alone. Often, our instinct is to push harder, to cling tighter to what we want. But what if I told you that sometimes the key to success lies in doing the opposite? Welcome to the world of reverse psychology, a powerful tool that flips the script on traditional thinking and empowers you to navigate life's challenges with finesse. By understanding and harnessing the principles of reverse psychology, you can unlock new pathways to success and fulfillment. Now, let's talk about rejection. It's a word that might make your stomach churn or your heart sink. But what if I told you that rejection could actually be your greatest ally? By reframing rejection as an opportunity rather than a setback, you can tap into its transformative potential and emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. As the ancient Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, by embracing rejection and employing the principles of reverse psychology, you can turn obstacles into stepping stones on your journey to success. So, buckle up because we're about to embark on a transformative journey together, one that will empower you to harness the power of rejection and wield it to your advantage like never before. Before I begin, I appreciate your support, and if you like and share this video, it will help me spread the message of Stoicism and philosophy to more people who need it. If you are not a subscriber, I recommend you subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified of new videos. Comment your thoughts and ideas. Thanks, and stay with us. Let's go. Tip 1. Remove them from your life. For those who overlook the necessity of cutting toxic influences out of their lives, the challenges can be overwhelming. It's easy to underestimate the toll that negative relationships can take on your mental and emotional well-being. Whether it's a friend who constantly undermines your confidence, a partner who drains your energy, or a colleague who spreads toxicity in your professional life, allowing these individuals to remain in your inner circle can hinder your growth and happiness. However, by recognizing the power of removing toxic or unproductive relationships, you can take back control of your life and pave the way for a brighter future. The first step in cutting out toxic influences is identifying those individuals who may need to be removed from your life. This requires honest self-reflection and a willingness to acknowledge when certain relationships are doing more harm than good. Pay attention to how you feel when you're around certain people. Do you feel drained, anxious, or constantly on edge? Trust your instincts and don't ignore red flags that indicate a toxic dynamic. Remember, your time and energy are valuable commodities, and it's okay to prioritize your well-being above maintaining poisonous relationships. Setting boundaries is crucial for self-preservation when it comes to removing toxic influences from your life. This might mean having difficult conversations with the people in question, clearly communicating your boundaries, and sticking to them even when it's challenging. Remember that you have the right to prioritize your own needs and happiness, and setting boundaries is a powerful way to assert your autonomy and protect your mental and emotional health. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By taking control of your boundaries and actively choosing who you allow into your life, you can reclaim your power and create a more positive and fulfilling environment for yourself. In the journey of self-improvement and personal growth, cutting toxic influences out of your life is a crucial step. By recognizing the power of removing toxic relationships, identifying those individuals who may need to be removed, and setting boundaries for self-preservation, you can take control of your happiness and well-being. Remember, you deserve to surround yourself with people who uplift and support you on your journey, and it's okay to let go of those who no longer serve your highest good. As you embark on this transformative journey, keep the words of Marcus Aurelius close to your heart. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Choose to cultivate positivity and surround yourself with people who inspire and empower you to be the best version of yourself. Tip 2. Ignore their needs and desires. It's common to believe that meeting others' needs is the path to maintaining harmony and fostering positive relationships. However, in certain situations, withholding attention and ignoring someone's needs can actually shift power dynamics and lead to more desirable outcomes. By understanding the nuances of this tactic, you can navigate interpersonal dynamics with greater confidence and assertiveness. Withholding attention can be a strategic way to change power dynamics in relationships. When you refuse to cater to someone's needs or desires, you disrupt the typical dynamics of give and take, asserting your own autonomy and control over the situation. For example, in a negotiation, ignoring the other party's demands can signal that you are not easily swayed and are willing to walk away if your terms are not met. This can give you leverage and ultimately lead to a more favorable outcome. However, it's essential to exercise caution when employing this tactic. Ignoring someone's needs or wants should not be done out of malice or with the intent to manipulate. Instead, it should be used judiciously and with consideration for the impact it may have on the other person. Overuse of this tactic can damage relationships and erode trust, ultimately leading to negative consequences. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In other words, true strength lies in maintaining integrity and compassion, even in the face of conflict. Ignoring others' needs and wants can be a powerful tool for asserting control and shifting power dynamics in your favor. However, it should be used thoughtfully and with an awareness of its potential consequences. By understanding the principles behind this tactic and exercising restraint, you can navigate interpersonal relationships with grace and confidence. Remember, true power comes not from dominating others, but from mastering yourself and cultivating empathy and understanding in your interactions with others. Tip 3. Be indifferent to them. Society often emphasizes the importance of being emotionally invested and attentive to the needs of others. However, there are times when adopting an indifferent stance can be advantageous, particularly in dealing with challenging individuals or situations. By understanding the psychological impact of indifference and mastering techniques to maintain it, you can assert control over your interactions and preserve your mental and emotional well-being. Indifference can profoundly impact others, disrupting their expectations and challenging their sense of control. When you remain indifferent to someone's actions or words, you signal that their behavior holds no sway over your emotions or behavior. This can be disarming for individuals who thrive on eliciting emotional reactions from others and may prompt them to reconsider their approach. Furthermore, by refusing to engage in emotional back and forth, you maintain a position of strength and autonomy, which can command respect and admiration from others. Maintaining an indifferent demeanor requires practice and self-awareness. One effective technique is to cultivate a sense of detachment from the situation or individual in question. This involves reminding yourself that their behavior is ultimately beyond your control and choosing not to invest unnecessary emotional energy in their actions. Additionally, practicing mindfulness and focusing on the present moment can help you stay centered and grounded, making it easier to maintain an indifferent attitude in the face of provocation. However, it's essential to strike a balance between indifference and empathy. While adopting an indifferent stance can be empowering, it's necessary to recognize the humanity in others and treat them with basic kindness and respect. This doesn't mean allowing yourself to be walked over or manipulated, but rather acknowledging that everyone is fighting their own battles and deserves compassion. By embodying kindness and empathy alongside indifference, you demonstrate strength of character and integrity in your interactions with others. Mastering the art of indifference can be a valuable tool for navigating interpersonal relationships and preserving your mental and emotional well-being. By understanding the psychological impact of indifference, practicing techniques to maintain it, and balancing it with empathy and kindness, you can assert control over your interactions and foster healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Remember, true strength lies not in dominating others, but in mastering yourself and approaching every interaction with grace and integrity. Tip 4. Do not reflect emotionally on them. For individuals who neglect the importance of emotional detachment, navigating challenging situations can feel like an uphill battle. It's natural to be emotionally invested in our interactions and relationships, but there are times when allowing emotions to cloud our judgment can lead to undesirable outcomes. By understanding the value of emotional detachment and mastering strategies to manage our feelings, we can approach rejection and negativity with clarity and resilience. Emotional detachment is particularly crucial when faced with rejection or negativity. In these situations, our instinct may be to react emotionally, whether with anger, sadness, or self-doubt. However, allowing ourselves to be consumed by these emotions can cloud our judgment and hinder our ability to respond effectively. By cultivating emotional detachment, we can step back from our immediate reactions and assess the situation with a clear and rational mindset. This allows us to respond thoughtfully and strategically, rather than impulsively. One strategy for managing emotions in the face of rejection or negativity is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness involves staying present in the moment and observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, we can become more aware of our emotional responses and learn to detach from them, allowing us to respond to challenges with more excellent composure and resilience. Additionally, techniques such as deep breathing or meditation can help us regulate our emotions and maintain a sense of calm in the face of adversity. Another effective strategy for managing emotions is channeling our emotional energy into productive activities. Rather than dwelling on our negative emotions, we can redirect that energy toward pursuits that bring us joy and fulfillment. This might involve engaging in hobbies, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing personal or professional goals. By focusing on activities that uplift and inspire us, we can turn rejection or negativity into an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Mastering emotional detachment is essential for navigating rejection and negativity with clarity and resilience. By understanding the value of emotional detachment, practicing mindfulness, and channeling our emotional energy into productive activities, we can approach challenges with grace and confidence. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By mastering our emotions and maintaining a clear and rational mindset, we can overcome obstacles and achieve our goals with determination and resilience. Tip 5. Avoid confrontation with them. For those who underestimate the value of avoiding conflict, navigating tense situations can often feel like walking on thin ice. Society frequently glorifies confrontation as a sign of strength or assertiveness, but in reality, there are times when sidestepping conflict can lead to more favorable outcomes. By understanding the nuances of conflict avoidance and mastering techniques for de-escalating tense situations, you can navigate interpersonal dynamics with grace and diplomacy. Avoiding confrontation can sometimes yield better results than engaging in a heated exchange. When tensions run high, emotions can cloud judgment and escalate disagreements into full-blown conflicts. By choosing to step back and refrain from engaging in aggressive behavior, you create space for cooler heads to prevail and for disputes to be resolved more constructively. This doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations altogether, but instead approaching them with a calm and rational demeanor, which can foster open communication and mutual understanding. One effective technique for de-escalating tense situations is active listening. This involves fully engaging with the other party's perspective without interrupting or becoming defensive. By demonstrating empathy and understanding, you can diffuse hostility and create a more conducive environment for peaceful conflict resolution. Additionally, employing techniques such as paraphrasing or asking clarifying questions can help clarify misunderstandings and find common ground. It's also important to recognize the importance of choosing battles wisely and knowing when to walk away. Not every disagreement is worth fighting over, and sometimes the best course of action is to let go and move on. This requires humility and self-awareness, as well as a willingness to prioritize the bigger picture over personal pride. By reframing conflicts as opportunities for growth and learning rather than personal attacks, you can approach them with a sense of perspective and resilience. Mastering the art of conflict avoidance is essential for navigating interpersonal relationships with grace and diplomacy. By understanding the value of avoiding confrontation, practicing active listening, and knowing when to walk away, you can diffuse tensions and resolve conflicts more constructively. By approaching conflicts with a mindset of empathy and understanding, you can cultivate deeper connections and foster a more harmonious environment for yourself and those around you. Tip 6. Be indifferent to their presence or absence. For those who underestimate the value of avoiding conflict, navigating tense situations can often feel like walking on thin ice. Society frequently glorifies confrontation as a sign of strength or assertiveness, but in reality, there are times when sidestepping conflict can lead to more favorable outcomes. By understanding the nuances of conflict avoidance and mastering techniques for de-escalating tense situations, you can navigate interpersonal dynamics with grace and diplomacy. Avoiding confrontation can sometimes yield better results than engaging in a heated exchange. When tensions run high, emotions can cloud judgment and escalate disagreements into full-blown conflicts. By choosing to step back and refrain from engaging in aggressive behavior, you create space for cooler heads to prevail and for disputes to be resolved more constructively. This doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations altogether, but instead approaching them with a calm and rational demeanor, which can foster open communication and mutual understanding. One effective technique for de-escalating tense situations is active listening. This involves fully engaging with the other party's perspective without interrupting or becoming defensive. By demonstrating empathy and understanding, you can defuse hostility and create a more conducive environment for peaceful conflict resolution. Additionally, employing techniques such as paraphrasing or asking clarifying questions can help clarify misunderstandings and find common ground. It's also important to recognize the importance of choosing battles wisely and knowing when to walk away. Not every disagreement is worth fighting over, and sometimes the best course of action is to let go and move on. This requires humility and self-awareness, as well as a willingness to prioritize the bigger picture over personal pride. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." By reframing conflicts as opportunities for growth and learning rather than personal attacks, you can approach them with a sense of perspective and resilience. Mastering the art of conflict avoidance is essential for navigating interpersonal relationships with grace and diplomacy. By understanding the value of avoiding confrontation, practicing active listening, and knowing when to walk away, you can diffuse tensions and resolve conflicts more constructively. By approaching conflicts with a mindset of empathy and understanding, you can cultivate deeper connections and foster a more harmonious environment for yourself and those around you. Tip 7. Ignore their calls or messages. Navigating interpersonal relationships can become overwhelming for those who overlook the importance of setting communication boundaries. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to feel inundated with calls, messages, and notifications, leaving little room for personal space and reflection. However, establishing clear boundaries around communication is essential for maintaining mental and emotional well-being. By understanding the definition of communication boundaries and learning techniques for politely ignoring unwanted communications, you can reclaim control over your time and energy. Communication boundaries refer to the limits we set around how, when, and with whom we communicate. These boundaries are essential for preserving our mental and emotional health, as they allow us to prioritize our own needs and well-being. Setting communication boundaries involves establishing guidelines for when it's appropriate to respond to calls or messages, as well as defining the types of communication that are acceptable and unacceptable. By clearly communicating these boundaries to others, we empower ourselves to maintain control over our time and energy, rather than allowing external demands to dictate our priorities. One effective technique for politely ignoring unwanted communications is to practice selective responsiveness. This involves prioritizing messages or calls that are urgent or important, while politely ignoring or delaying responses to less pressing communications. By setting aside dedicated time for checking and responding to messages, we can avoid feeling overwhelmed by constant notifications and interruptions. Additionally, setting an auto-reply message or using features such as "Do Not Disturb" can signal to others that you are unavailable or busy, allowing you to focus on more important tasks without feeling guilty or obligated to respond immediately. It's essential to recognize that prioritizing your well-being over the expectations of others is not selfish. It's necessary for maintaining balance and harmony in your life. By setting communication boundaries and politely ignoring unwanted communications, you assert control over your time and energy, allowing you to focus on activities and relationships that bring you joy and fulfillment. Remember, your mental and emotional well-being are precious resources that deserve to be protected and prioritized. By honoring your own needs and boundaries, you create space for growth, self-care, and authentic connection in your relationships. Tip 8. Distance yourself from them. It's natural to want to maintain connections with those around us, but sometimes, certain relationships or environments can be toxic or draining. By understanding the value of creating distance from negative influences and implementing practical steps to do so, you can cultivate a supportive and uplifting environment that nurtures your growth and well-being. Creating distance from negative influences is essential for preserving your mental and emotional health. Whether it's toxic relationships, harmful habits, or hostile environments, allowing these influences to remain in your life can hinder your progress and happiness. By recognizing the detrimental effects of negative influences and taking proactive steps to distance yourself from them, you create space for positivity and growth to flourish. Practical steps to create physical, emotional, or social distance from negative influences may vary depending on the specific circumstances. In some cases, this might involve setting boundaries with toxic individuals, limiting your exposure to hostile environments, or seeking support from friends, family, or professionals. By identifying the sources of negativity in your life and taking action to remove or minimize their impact, you reclaim control over your well-being. Furthermore, surrounding yourself with supportive and uplifting people is essential for creating a positive and nurturing environment. Cultivating relationships with individuals who uplift and inspire you can provide invaluable support and encouragement on your journey toward personal growth and fulfillment. By surrounding yourself with positive influences, you can cultivate a mindset of optimism and resilience that empowers you to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals. In conclusion, distancing yourself from negative influences is essential for fostering a supportive and uplifting environment that nurtures your growth and well-being. By recognizing the importance of creating distance from toxic relationships, harmful habits, and hostile environments and implementing practical steps to do so, you empower yourself to cultivate a life filled with positivity and possibility. Remember, your happiness and well-being are worth prioritizing, and by surrounding yourself with supportive and uplifting people, you create the foundation for a life of fulfillment and success. Navigating life's challenges can feel like an endless struggle for those who neglect to harness the power of rejection through reverse psychology. Rejection is often viewed as a setback, a roadblock that hinders progress and dampens spirits. However, by embracing rejection and employing the principles of reverse psychology, you can turn these setbacks into stepping stones on your journey to success and personal growth. The 8 tips outlined offer a roadmap for leveraging rejection to your advantage, empowering you to navigate difficult situations with finesse and resilience. First and foremost, it's crucial to recognize the power of removing toxic influences from your life. By cutting out negative relationships and setting boundaries for self-preservation, you create space for positivity and growth to flourish. Ignoring others' needs and desires, being indifferent to their presence or absence, and refraining from emotional investment are all strategies that can shift power dynamics and lead to more favorable outcomes. However, it's essential to exercise caution and integrity when employing these tactics, avoiding manipulation or harm in favor of genuine empowerment and personal growth. Furthermore, avoiding confrontation and conflict and knowing when to walk away are essential skills for navigating interpersonal relationships with grace and diplomacy. By practicing active listening, mindfulness, and selective responsiveness, you can de-escalate tense situations and foster open communication and understanding. Finally, creating distance from negative influences and surrounding yourself with supportive and uplifting people are crucial steps in cultivating a positive and nurturing environment that nurtures your growth and well-being. Leveraging rejection through reverse psychology is about empowerment and personal growth, not manipulation or harm. By embracing rejection as an opportunity rather than a setback and employing the 8 tips outlined with caution and honesty, you can navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Remember, true strength lies in mastering yourself and approaching every situation with integrity and compassion. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." By embodying these principles, you can unlock your full potential and create a life filled with fulfillment and success. Join our community of seekers on the path to personal growth and enlightenment by liking, commenting, and subscribing for more enriching content on Stoicism and personal development. As we reach the end of this episode, I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to every one of you for joining us on this journey. Your unwavering support and enthusiasm have been the driving force behind our exploration of these transformative concepts. Remember, the pursuit of knowledge and growth is a lifelong journey, and I am grateful to have shared this part of it with you. As we part ways for now, let us carry forward the lessons learned and continue to seek wisdom and enlightenment in all that we do. Thank you for being a part of this incredible experience.